Apparently they're really quick. I think they can run up to like 40 kilometers per hour. I get on the bike for the same reason you do, you know, to help with your mental health, just to free the mind. I'm at peace today. I'm at peace. It's lovely. But I just think with Rafa, because they're building their image again, I just feel to come out with a jersey that price, I think like if you're going to go and buy that, I don't know, I just think it's a bit necky. Good morning, guys. I'm starting the vlog today in Richmond Park. I've got a double espresso. I'm taking it all in. It's very early. It is rutting season, so I can hear stags going off in the distance. So if they head towards me, or if they head towards us, then I'll definitely be moving sharpish. Apparently they're really quick. I think they can run up to like 40 kilometers per hour. I don't know if I've read that right, but I'm sure you guys will let me know. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to start with cycling clothing. Forget everything else in the industry for the minute and just focus on clothing. So I'm a bit of a sucker for higher end gear or fashionable gear. And I don't know if that stems from my job, hairdressing. You know, you kind of have to keep an eye out on fashion, and you tend to, or you try to stay on trend and look the part, as it were. But that does cross over into my cycling gear. So I like, as you see, one of my favourites is Pass. But I just wanted to talk about the expense of kit. Pass and Map are two of the more expensive brands. But having worn Pass for a couple of years now, I have to say, the comfort levels are really good. So in terms of like wearability, I know that some brands can look the part, but they don't always feel premium. Whereas Pass, to me, at least, they do. I really like the fit, so I don't mind spending a little bit. However, there is some of their kit that I won't buy because it's ridiculous money. And I noticed the other day on my Instagram that a sponsorship came up, sponsored page, and it was Rafa. When I first started cycling, I jumped on Rafa because people told me it was a good brand. And I was fairly happy with Rafa. Not always the quality of their bib shorts, but I like their bib tights. I thought I've still got a really good pair of them. And I like the fit of their jersey, short sleeve, long sleeved. And they were, again, premium, but not ridiculous, but premium, but still higher end. And then something happened to the brand where brands like Pass and Map were just becoming a little bit sharper, a little bit more on trend. I think Rafa was seen as a middle-aged brand and a little bit boring. And so obviously there's a few brands that surfaced. And then for a couple of years, they just got it a little bit, just selling the same stuff, not changing their colourways. And then more recently, they've got better, and that you can see that their branding is they're pushing the brand a bit more. They're coming up with more fashionable colours, different fits, that kind of thing. And I looked at a long sleeve jersey the other day, and it was £295. Now I think it is waterproof and wind resistant and things like that. But I just wanted to ask you guys, would you buy a jersey for £295? I think it was £295. I'll put the actual price here, but I think it was £295. Is that something you'd spend on a jersey? I feel like it's a bit cheeky of Rafa because they're not up there again yet for me. You know, because they're pushing their branding, it kind of jumped out a little bit, and I thought that actually looks quite nice. And then I went onto the website and looked at the cost and just thought, that's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. I know like ASOS as well are expensive, and they're quite classic, but they've always kind of been the same. So you kind of expect it. I know that people that, you know, that do cycle regularly, I know that they love ASOS. You know, the ASOS wearers always rave about how comfortable their bibs are and their jerseys. So again, I know it's a matter of choice, but I just think with Rafa, because they're building their image again, I just feel to come out with a jersey that price, I think like if you're going to go and buy that, I don't know, I just think it's a bit necky. Would you guys, yeah, would you spend that? Because it just seems a little bit excessive to me. And what do you think? Like, do you think it's a bit necky? Again, you know, people are going to spend, they're going to spend, aren't they? So I suppose if it works, it works. But I wonder what the markup is on some of this stuff. I tend to buy like maybe like one kit a year, so I do spend, but I'm quite cautious and I'll look for a deal if it's there. And I kind of figure I'm very, very good with my kit. I swap it out a lot, and I just buy a nice, like maybe one bundle a year, and I do spend. But I wouldn't. I mean, I think for a jersey and bib tight combo, you're probably looking at, I would imagine, around 600. And I just think, I don't know. I just, yeah. So a couple of people have mentioned like Lecole and Van Rysel as like good, solid kit. So I might actually purchase some Van Rysel stuff soon. I was looking on their website just to kind of test it out and show you guys the quality of it and whether I think their kit is decent as well, because it is a really good price point. I have had a couple of brands reach out as well with like products and stuff like that and jerseys. But part of the deal was like to showcase it to you guys, and if I don't like the kit or I don't like the product, there's no way I'm gonna talk about it. If it's not something I wouldn't buy myself, I just wouldn't bother talking about it. So that's always tricky for me, which is why I don't tend to, if I ever do push anything, it's because it's good, genuinely. I'm not really, you know, gonna push stuff that I would never buy. I just wouldn't do it unless it's something that they sent me and I looked at it or used it and it was really good. That would be different. Yeah, I might do that. I know I think it was Joel that mentioned that he's got some Van Rysel kit, and that got me to thinking, I'm gonna have a look at that. Also, my girlfriend's gonna be partaking soon in cycling, so I kind of said to her it's good to just start with good kit, but you know, nothing too excessive, just nice solid kit that does the job and works well. Right. Oh, also, if you're new to the channel, please like, comment and subscribe. If you're an existing viewer, please like, comment, share. And if you're an existing viewer or a new viewer, make sure to hit that hype button. I think you can hit it up to 3 times a week, and it helps small channels push their content, because the YouTube algorithm at times is a bit all over the shop. The second thing. So I just wanted to say thanks to regular subs, viewers, people that comment and give me encouragement and enjoy the videos. There was a super thanks the other day, which was really, really lovely. I think that was Tom. I think it's Tom. So thank you for that. I've been struggling with YouTube recently because they have they have not really been pushing my content, and I can see that because of the number of people it's reaching is a lot lower. So your views start to go down, and psychologically that plays a big role in like mindset and enthusiasm, like to whether or not you want to carry on doing this type of vlogging, really. You know, if it was my career and I needed it to work, it's different. But it's not. It's just a hobby. It's something that I wanted to do, I knew I could do. I'm not interested in being like a cycling influencer. I'm just a creator, right? But I think views have gone down recently. And like I said, I know that they're showing it to less people, and it just makes you think. Sometimes you could do an edit, and you can be spending, you know, a fair bit of time putting stuff together, making a story, creating a story, and I love doing that. But when the analytics are thrown at you, it's a little bit like, oh God, you know, it makes you kind of think, you know, I've got, like I know I've said it before, but you know, I've got a family, partner, business to run. Cycling isn't my life. It's an important part. You know, I do really like love cycling, and I love the community. I love like you guys, and I get on the bike for the same reason you do, you know, to help with your mental health, just to free the mind. I'm at peace today. I'm at peace. It's lovely. But yeah, sometimes you kind of think, oh, I don't, even like with other people that are doing cycling channels and stuff, and I chat to people and everyone's cool. But I just feel like sometimes like there's this, you can't help but get involved in like psychological competition. And I don't need to. It's so stupid. It's like you kind of at war with yourself, where you're like competing with previous videos and looking at numbers. And I need to step back from that. And I was that close to just kind of going, oh, do you know what? I'm putting a lot of effort into this, and I'm not kind of getting the views that I would expect. When I look at some other content, not just cycling content, other content, and I look at what's out there, the production levels and the editing levels, production, the content, it's not great. And then I kind of think, oh, maybe I'm being delusional. Maybe it isn't as good as what I'm my harshest critic. So I feel like if my content was poor, I would say, I would be judging myself. But I look at it, I think, oh, do you know what? It's good, it's decent. So yeah, that's always tricky for me. So, but yeah, so what I wanted to say is comments, words of encouragement, support, likes, hypes, they kind of really keep the morale up and keep me producing content, which I think is really important. I really do. I think it's important. So yeah, another thing I was gonna say to you is, like, if there's anything else that you guys want from me, you know, a few more challenges for next year, or anything that you want to see me doing, traveling a little bit more, just let me know. I hope people are getting something from it, even if I get like one person out on a bike, or I cheer someone up for the day, or I encourage someone just to kind of get up and go, because it's so good for the mind getting on the bike, as you know. Then I've done my job and I'm happy. So I think I also need to remember sometimes why I'm doing this, you know, creatively. It's just an outlet for me. It's not a competition, it's not a business, it's just an outlet. Now, if it rolls into a business, or it rolls into something else, then fine. But primarily, it's just for enjoyment and to try and create something cool for you guys. I was thinking as well about setting up like a Patreon. So if anyone wants to like donate a coffee and put a little bit towards the production, maybe I should set one up. When I got that super thanks, it made me think of it, because the super thanks actually, YouTube take a cut of that, quite a bit actually, more than I thought. So maybe that's something I'll set up in the future. But let me know what you think, guys, because I'd be interested to hear that. Yeah, so that's about it. So yeah, so close cycling clothing and the expensive clothing, what do you think? And content, thanks for the support. Because I know there's regular people that comment and regular people that view and like. So I just wanted to say thanks for the support, because the engagement on the channel is a lot more than others. So I really appreciate that as well. Right, so I've come out today. I'm not going to do loads. I've just come out just to get out, because it's important, and that just to get out, a bit of fresh air, a bit of exercise. Again, life gets in the way, doesn't it? I'm sure the same happens to you guys. I've not really been out that much because I've been busy living life. So I can see loads of people bombing around doing a few circuits. Even when I come here, I don't tend to do the whole park lap after lap. I kind of cut through and just keep it enjoyable. I don't want to be part of that rat race of like, ooh, like hamsters on a wheel. Do you know what I mean? It gets a bit like that. I've just come to get, 30 or 40k out, bit of exercise, and then back home again. And hopefully I'll be able to avoid the stags as well. I don't know if you must have been able to hear them going off as well. But yeah, actually my just as a side note, my brother lives in Norway, in Tromsø, and he goes out and sort of films reindeer and polar bears and stuff like that. And he came across one the other day, a reindeer, a stag, and it was charging after a female deer, but then veered towards him and ran at him. But he said it was pretty sketchy. And he's like a seasoned, photographer. He knows his stuff, so he was quite taken aback by that. I haven't got the full video, because he did actually video it, but he didn't want to show me that. But if I get some of his pictures, I'll put them up. Right, I'm going to jump off, guys, and film some of this beautiful park on a bit of a cold morning. I've also got the bib tights on today. I'm a little bit warm, to be fair. I've come a bit overdressed, but you can always, cool yourself down a bit, can't you? I'd rather wrap up than not. It's about 11 degrees now, so. Right, guys, I will see you very, very shortly in a bit.
All the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call it quits. Yeah, gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah, better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, seal my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. Down, wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need the brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect. Let them watch me elevating. Got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house. And woo. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead.
Done about 25k so far. So I think I'm going to leave the park very shortly. Just a short one. I'll end up doing about 40k. So I've done a bit of a sprint workout today, a bit of a hit. On, off, on, off. So let's take it easy, then smash it, take it easy, smash it. And that works really, really well for me. Keeps me in shape. And at least I got out, right? So many of those cyclists that just take up the whole lane when there's two of them. It's so annoying. I'm just going to leave the park now, head home nice and early, back for just after 10. Winning! Hope I've encouraged some people to get on their bike today as well. I feel brand new now. Didn't feel too great this morning, so I feel good now. Right, I'm on a big downhill, so I'll catch up with you guys very shortly. Just a short one today, 40k in the bag, and it's all about just getting out, like I said. Great for the mind, great for the soul, great for the body. Bit of HIIT training, keeps the muscle intact. I have been gymming it a little bit more as well, and I often do during the winter because I'm not out on the bike as much. So still keeping fit, but just short bursts at the moment, both in the gym and on the bike because of time. Time is always the key, innit? Unfortunately, life does get in the way at times, and you just got to crack on, right? Short but sweet today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Anything you want to say, just comment. Even if it's to do with kit, mental health, the channel in general, whatever, just comment. You're always welcome, all right? Guys, you look after yourselves, and I'll see you